What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Pete, and today we're going to be taking a look at the reason that I had for calling Nintendo support about my Nintendo Switch again. Let me paint a picture for you. I, like you, own a Nintendo Switch, and I, possibly unlike you, but probably like you because you're on this video, had a problem with my Switch. And if you followed my channel, you'll know that I've made a couple of other videos about me calling Nintendo and asking them, hey, what do I do about these cracks that are on the back of my system? Why are they there, and will you fix them for me? As it turns out, they will, and they did, and that was great. Fast forward a few days, and we get the system back. We look at the system and we think, yeah, great, the back's not cracked, this is awesome. Wait a minute, there's a bulge there. And by bulge, I mean there's a section of the back that is just coming away ever so slightly from the rest of the system. Much like if you had, say, an old BlackBerry phone, when the batteries would swell up, like an 8520 or a 9300, the batteries would swell up, then your phone would look like an inflatable phone, as opposed to just a regular phone. That was a terrible analogy. Well, you get the point. Now, this bulge isn't by any means horrendous. It's not a huge bulge. There's not a massive gap that I could fit my fingers into if I wanted to. It's just there. Bearing in mind that the system had caused itself to crack on the back, on the side that the bulge was on, it stands to reason that whatever is causing the back to bulge out may well have caused the cracks in the first place. And personally, I don't want to wait for my system to crack itself again to then have to send it back into Nintendo. So what I did today was call them, as I said at the beginning of the video. They said, "Hi Pete, how are you?" And I said, "I'm very well, Mr. Nintendo. How are you?" And they said, "Great, I'm having a great day. How can I help?" And here's how they can help. Look, I sent my system to you. It needed repairing. You repaired it. It came back. It's got a bulge. What do? I understand that this may seem like I'm being finicky, but I don't want to have a system that breaks itself again if this might have been the cause. Their response was this: don't worry about seeming like you're being finicky. You're not. If you have an issue with your system, it's definitely always best to tell us. With situations like this, what we will do is book your system in again, but for a second repair. And it will be noted very clearly that this is a repeat repair, not an initial repair. And therefore, our search or our investigation as to what the problem is, or the cause of the problem, or the root of the problem, I don't know why I didn't say that first, will be more thorough and will look more in depth. So as opposed to just replacing the back because the back is cracked, we'll find out why the back is cracked in the first place. That did make me think maybe you should have done that before, but I'm not going to argue with someone that's being particularly polite with me on the phone and doing what I'm asking them to do. So that got me thinking. Let's say I send my system to them and they say, "Oh, something inside is bulging and that's causing the back to come out and that made it crack." That's not a good thing, obviously. So we're going to replace the system for you rather than repair it, because that's the only way to go forward in this situation. What do I do about my digital purchases? I'm well aware that there are situations in which Nintendo have said you can transfer purchases, but with the DS and previous systems, you had to have both at hand in order to do that. And that would be rather difficult if I'm sending it to them and then getting it back. So what do? They said, whilst last time you sent the Switch to us and we said, take the Joy-Cons off, take the SD card out, send it like that. This time, I will make a note to say that you have sent the system with the SD card. And the reason for that is that you are concerned that you could potentially lose your digital purchases should we decide to replace the system if that becomes necessary. If that is necessary, then we'll replace the system and transfer everything over and use your card to transfer it. Everything from your games to your saves to your everything. I don't know really what else there is. I guess screenshots, because it's got a screenshot button. There's not a lot else, really. Accounts. So, same as last time, we're going to email you a postage label, and you're going to print it off and put it on a box, packaged with your Switch, very similar to you did last time, but you're going to leave the SD card in, and we're going to explain to the people looking at your system why you did that. He went on to say, as with every other time you've ever sent anything to be repaired to Nintendo, you're never obligated to pay for us to repair the system. If we decide that the error is not caused by us, and the system doesn't necessarily need repairing, or it does but you did it, then you can refuse the repair and we'll just send it back as it was. So I can guarantee you aren't going to be spending money if you don't want to be spending money, and you shouldn't be, because something like this isn't caused by you anyway. So over the next couple of days, my Switch will be sent off to Nintendo, which is not really that far away from where I am. Anyway, and then they will contact me via the phone and say, hey, this is what we found, what do you want us to do? And then I will inform them what I want them to do or what I don't want them to do, and then they will send it back. Upon receiving the item back, I'll make another video informing you guys what went on and what happened. Hopefully these rambling videos have been helpful to you. I do appreciate that I went on for quite a while, but I feel like that information is helpful in some way or another. Remember, if you liked the video, then like the video. If you really liked the video, then make sure you subscribe. I've been Pete. Thanks for watching.